Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed your break. In the halftime show, we return to the party. Ella. Ella returning to consciousness, seeing the visage of this wolf and kind of muttering out Lymeal, her brother. She looks at you, Rowan, smiles, then to Falzen. She reaches up and kind of wipes a tear from his eye, and then to you, and then, don't cry. She kind of almost confusedly look around and see Kethrael, or at least what's left of Kethrael, and then to Aelos, who steps forward, the sun tablet in hand, and just gently kind of like nods to it, and then, whenever you are ready, Queen.
Gonna beam at my mom. Hearing Queen.
Did you do it?
He's just gonna nod his head, crying still. Baby.
And she nods to the sword. Well, then that is rightfully yours. As it always has been.
I think I earned it.
I think you have. She kind of grimaces at Kethrael over there. And then starts to get up, but she's kind of feeble.
Gonna help her up.
So seeing her get up,
both of you. Go ahead.
Asher's gonna transform into a direwolf, walk out of the state, like under the arena, howl, and then bow down to Ella and Rowan.
You hear a massive wave of the clinking of blades against shields and knees hitting the dirt as the army surrounding the group goes to one knee and bows in reverence.
Bree is going to help.
Brings herself up with the assistance of Rowan and Falzen. She gently reaches out her hand. Aelos steps forward and hands over the sun tablet to the rightful heir and crown holder of the Sun Kingdom, Ella.
Okay, now Bree's going to walk over. She's going to grab Rowan and Falzen. Okay, you guys, we don't have a lot of time and we get one chance to make this super cool. Ella,
Okay.
you're going to fly. Walk her to the middle and she's going to cast fly on Ella. Go.
Okay. I'm gonna make a note that Rowan dropped the flame tongue and is carrying Lymeal's sword while holding his mom in his left hand. He's gonna brace her and kind of help walk her to the middle, looking at Bree, very confused. Like, how are you gonna make her fly? Like,
with that, Ella, with the sun tablet in hand, kind of bows in reverence towards it, her head, as she holds it out. It begins to emanate light in the same way that the sword evaporates from the metal and turns into light itself. The tablet becomes light, and you see scrolls of etchings on it, and then kind of unidentifiable language. She begins to raise off the ground. As she opens her eyes beam with light. She begins to speak from the tablet in a elvish-ish language. Her voice booms as she spins, even herself kind of emanating this light. The short phrase that is uttered from the sun tablet as she then descends. The shine dims down. The sun tablet returns to its metal form, and her feet gently touch the dirt again.
I'm gonna try to do the thing that Kethriel did. I don't know if it'll work or not. I'm gonna throw it.
Make me a wisdom check. I want it to be cool. Make me a wisdom check.
Rowan, what are you doing?
If you get it to light, we all shout, "All hail the queen!"
God. Oh my god. 19 plus 1.
That'll work,
So
yeah.
20.
That'll work.
It's a dirty 20.
It is a higher AC or a DC with this one, so I'll give you some stats for that eventually, for what it can do now that you know that it can be activated. There are some specific parameters for its activation. We'll get to that, but essentially it has to be in sunlight for it to be activated. Yep. But it does travel down the tip to the hilt, and what was a blade is now light itself as you wield the sun blade.
All hail the queen! All hail the queen!
The soldiers, all in unison, stand up and begin to shout in unison. That, following along with that, we'll play it. The crowd just cheering at, like, oh, what a spectacle for the 311th, right? The crowd itself and all of that. And then you hear through this shift after some of the all hail the queens kind of dies down. You hear kind of a murmuring through the crowd of Rowan, Rowan, as it shifts into that. Quite a show you put on for them.
Rowan, for once, is gonna bask in it and just put both of his arms up with his sword and just acknowledge everybody.
And you are celebrated. I told you there's some redemption here.
Way overdone. But I appreciate it. Rowan's gonna go to Evelyn and put her into a big hug. And then turn to everybody else in the party. That wasn't so bad, was it?
Could have been worse. Could have died.
It's right there. Who would have thought? And I'm just gonna turn to my mom and Falls and my dad. I think I'm tapped out for the day.
It's understandable. You and me both.
Mom, what are we going to do with... And I'm going to point to all the soldiers.
Lead them, I suppose. Sailor Ross steps forward. We are yours to command. The original plan was to retrieve the sword and then march towards Kinghaven and retrieve the tablet. But that quest has been two ravens with one stone, so to say.
Yeah. Well, we did half the work for you. Actually,
Yeah, much appreciated.
Okay. I say
We may
continue to
have
ready your army.
Use for this army yet. There is a threat to not only Aelos itself, but the entire continent. Sorry, Esmond itself, but the entire continent. So as fates would have it, I suppose, this army needed to be built. It's not for its suspected intention. She looks towards you and then the rest of the party. Perhaps the greatest army the world has ever seen will march upon Kinghaven.
Couldn't agree, but maybe right now, spend more time preparing. I think not only the Sun Elves, maybe we can gather more to really show the Queen and Esmond that we can truly unify. Humans, elves. I'm gonna look to Cole, orcs, and Goliath. Really show her that we can come together.
You see as Jazir kind of cautiously chimes in as he steps forward. Well, what I said still stands. The North can still rally, and you will have our aid. I apologize for all of this. I understand if you still have animosity.
You did what you thought was right. Although I wish you would have been more honest, because we would have worked out a better plan. Together. It's over now.
Of course, you've always been the better fighter. I would have never stood a chance, but I do have talents and cunning. Unfortunately, you got the short end of that deal.
Both of us together could. I think we could make a good team. Just keep everything up front. And Rowan's going to put his hand out for a handshake.
He takes it.
The North will rally with the Sun Kingdom. And Rowan's just going to put his sword up once more, unifying the North and the Sun Kingdom.
With that, you raising the sword at each of the soldiers, twirl the blades and hold them upright, stick them into the ground.
I'm gonna look to Evelyn and everybody in the party, and to my mom and dad, and then back to Cole. I'm good if you want to keep fighting. I'm tapped for the day. And Rowan's gonna walk towards the entrance of the war room.
Make your exit. You see a new side of your mother as she walks with some, though recovering, walks with some power in her stride, in her demeanor. For once, you see her more than just your mother, and you see a queen. Yeah, queen. Slay.
So her walk out and still like kind of recovering, Asher's gonna get down and basically offer to be her ride back to the house, essentially. Since, being dead is hard.
I'm gonna help my mom get on.
She acknowledges the troops and then does kind of like a rally, and they turn attention and file out behind you guys. As you walk through the war room, see pass by more soldiers, and as each of them, it startles you at first, but as you pass each of the soldiers, they and hit their shields with their double blades. Each of them do that as you walk past.
I'm gonna kind of quickly catch up to my mom on Asher. I think this is the most guests we've ever had at our house.
I don't think we have rooms for everyone.
Just gonna smile and laugh.
You see as Silaras kind of tails behind, and you catch that he kind of whispers to your mother, not necessarily whispers, but like in kind of a hushed voice, says that they will return to the camp outside of the town, and they will be waiting for orders.
Are you guys okay?
Well, that was exciting. Yes.
Was a lot.
But honestly, you took the brunt of it. We just had to sit and watch.
Yeah. Sorry you guys had to go through that.
I'm sorry we couldn't help more.
Mhm.
But turns out you didn't need our help. It was your destiny.
Not fate
No.
this time around.
I know we just met, but you will make a great leader. I can see that in you. I'm glad that the magic that was stored in that was able to help your mother. Couldn't have asked for a nicer woman.
She really is one of a kind. Thank you. And Rowan's going to, pat him on the back. And I really can't thank you enough. Thank you for bringing her back. Again. My poor mother. Twice in a week. Well, we're gonna. I don't know, Jazeera. You guys can still hold the competition.
And we might have to postpone that. I think that we've had enough excitement for one day. Perhaps tomorrow we can pick it back up. We will just have an extended festival. It was certainly a unique year.
But tradition is tradition.
You have there are several of the Sun Elf guards that are kind of staked around the property, and Martison kind of scurries over to Briar. My gods, I see where Rowan gets it from. These are a handsome and beautiful, regal people. My
You
goodness.
know, I think you just have so much to choose from now.
Honestly, you see, there's one of the guards, rather built, pretty tall, female guard. He's like, my goodness, yes, I do.
But what if her eyes aren't green, Martin? Whatever will you do?
I might need to inspect that. Yes.
I
Rowan's
feel like
eyes aren't half bad, so if they're anything like that, that's piercing, it could be endearing, perhaps, on a woman.
I could really, I could see it. I think you guys might look good together.
I should try, shouldn't I?
You should try, Martin.
I always like
absolutely.
a woman who could absolutely kill me. There's just something about that, but chooses
I
not to.
totally agree. Yes, I get that. It's my type too.
She is a soldier, though, so she is on duty, so to say. I ask her if she needs anything. He starts to scurry over. You see, she doesn't break her posture. And he kind of leans over, and he just like flicks her double blade staff or whatever, and she still just kind of stares ahead as guards do. And then he kind of just crosses his arms, and you see he's gesturing and talking or whatever. Then you do see just this slightest crack of a smile that this guard breaks. And then you see him, he turns back and and he starts to make his way back, and he's kind of finger gunning and all right, I'll talk to you later. Let me know if you need anything. The office still stands.
I think she's totally going to take you up on it. I saw her oh.
Oh yes, absolutely smitten. I have that effect,
Wait until she hears you sing and watches how you, should I say, finger your lute. Very dexterous fingers.
That is enticing. I wonder if she's only ever known war. I wonder how old she is, too. I don't even know her name. It's okay. progress. I'm sure she'll be on post for a while. Is that wrong? Am I a bad guy? Because, like, honestly, she's obligated to be there, and that's not really fair. But should I? Should I don't?
You should, yes.
I should, yes.
You
I don't
should,
know. It
yes.
seems a little like, you know, manipulation of power or something like that. You know,
No,
she's
because
obligated to be there.
she could.
You could always ask her for a drink after she's off duty.
That is Aurelia. I didn't know you had it in you, honestly, but that is a great. Excuse me. I don't know. You just seemed like the reclusive type that had, like, never really gone on dates or anything like that, and now you're playing matchmaker. So I mean, you know, I didn't mean
Maybe that's what I wanted you to think.
In offense, I'm saying that you are full of surprises, and I know that you have more talents than you let on. And then he winks.
Okay, go ask her out.
I am going to give it an hour or two, and we'll see. I don't want to, you know, double text. Fair. Anyways. Oof. Also, it's not too late for you, like, to get out, just so you know. I'm kind of, well, you know, the one that died, I was kind of in debt to him, so technically I could leave at any point that I want now, but, you know, this sexy six just wouldn't be the same without me. I am kind of the lifeblood and foundation of the group, but it's not too late for you. And especially, like, I don't think it would work out anyway, because, like, you know, we gotta come up with a different naming convention, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying it isn't too late if you want to abandon them and not deal with all these different things that they run into constantly. I'm talking constantly. I mean, I'm talking the shit that we've gotten in. These are my day ones, you know? And they constantly, daily, since day one, get into shit. So get out while you can. I'm just saying. You have no obligation to stay here. Not like that guard. I don't know her name, but she's lovely.
Are you trying to get rid of me?
No! Aurelia!
Do you feel threatened? Do you feel threatened by me, Marty? Should we face off with our roguish skills to see which one stands? Which one survives? We can do what Rowan just did with the Sun King, if you want.
Being a good friend. You don't have to threaten to stab me. Alright? You could try, but I know a thing or two. Alright? I have done some roguing. All I'm saying is that it's not too late for you to live a normal life, a longer normal life, aside from this horrendously dangerous, fated troop. I don't know what to call them. They're wonderful. I mean, that's why I'm kind of, you know, sticking around. But it's just like, what would they do without me, you know? But, you know, you've served your purpose, you know?
Have I?
Briar's hands are on fire, and she is walking up towards Martison right now.
Oh, hey, Briar, your hands are on fire. You good?
She reaches out and she...
Whoa, hey, whoa. See, they're just toxic. They're just so dangerous. Even when they're, even to their own...
And she starts shaking him.
glancing over at the guard woman. She has a bit of a smirk on her face right now. You can't tell if it's like she likes that this asshole's getting what he deserves, or if she just thinks it's endearing. Hard to tell.
I'm gonna turn to Evelyn, who's walking right next to me, as we walk down the street toward my house.
As you walk just past you, I was just giving her an out. She's facing him. It was nothing but kindness.
I wouldn't trade anything for this these group of family members. Found family members. As I watch Bree just absolutely just running him down.
Come here, you little shit!
Ow! Ow! No!
How are you doing? Are you okay?
It's been a lot. I'm exhausted emotionally, and that has taken its toll physically too. We should go to our spot and just breathe.
Let's go to the lake. Yeah.
Not that spot, guys. Stop. It's not the no.
It's the lake.
She just wants the peaceful.
The lake. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Let's cut through here, and Rowan's just gonna disappear.
You guys take off to the lake. At this point, Martison running, he kind of gets behind Aurelia and he like grabs you by the shoulders, Aurelia, and he's like using you as like a shield. No, stop! You've actually burnt me. You don't. You're not gonna burn her. You're not gonna burn her, are you?
Oh, you think I won't?
No, please don't.
And she puts her hands away.
That is
cool.
right. I wasn't scared.
Cool would be kind of laughing at that whole experience, but in the meantime, I think he'd find Elwyn, make sure that he's good, and looking at the ring, obviously with no magic spells in it anymore. Saphir is growling.
Yes,
he would just kind of walk back with Elwyn, just watching as Bree chases Marty and just laugh. So, how, what's your next plans? Did we change the big man's mind, sticking around, or is the tribe still calling to you?
The tribe is always calling. Kinda wanted to win that little competition, but I've heard about enough of your party's excitement for the past week.
It's understandable. It's been a new experience, but like I said before, I see good in them, and I can't wait to see what they do. The stories our father used to say. I can't wait to come back one day with stories of all the craziness that we've done and the people that we've helped.
Well, it seems with this group you'll have many stories to tell, huh?
Don't be a stranger. It seems Bree would probably miss you after you've gone. Brought a liking to your bloodlust.
Fiery little one. She makes me laugh. good group here. Make sure to do good things, always. Guide them. Give them your wisdom.
Look who's giving who good advice now. Looks like I'm rubbing off on you.
As he jumps up and kind of grabs his head and brings it down and tries to give him like a noogie. Kind of failing a little bit, but also still not in the same.
Say hello to Mom and Dad. I miss them. Let them know that we're okay. And that the dreams that we had they're happening. We're doing good.
Yeah, they'll be really angry at first, I'm sure, but I think inevitably they will be proud.
You leaving tonight, or?
Yeah. I'll take a rest now and head out by the end of the day.
Alright.
Come
Safe
back with
travel.
stories.
As he grabs his head and forehead to forehead, continue to walk, watching the craziness that is happening, laughing, sharing the moment.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else? What's going on?
I think we're waiting to see if Martison ends up going on his date.
That's all we're getting from.
But Bree's going to walk away from everybody, and she's going to send a message to her dad.
Okay.
I don't know what you see right now, but there has been a huge shift in things. Where are you?
Hello, my prickly thorn. There are always shifts in things. I am in Zahath, doing my work. And undoing some of the work of this deceased king.
I'm not even gonna say. I'm just gonna spend the spell slots. I'm gonna talk to my dad.
Okay.
So we now have a new ruler for the Sun Elves, so they're kind of less of pricks now and more like a Rowan sort. So there's that, and that just happened.
I take it you've been putting in some work, huh? Well, looks like the Sun Elves are in the picture. New ruler? They want to help?
They want help. Well, they want to help, but maybe trying to fix things down in Kinghaven. Get rid of that stupid bitch that's currently on the throne.
I wouldn't mind that. I'm not particularly fond of all of her orders lately. But at least where I am, I'm making a difference, and it is necessary work. But getting somebody more competent, somebody more good, back on the throne, voice of reason. They may be our enemy, but Zahath in the current state needs our help.
We're next going to a volcano to deal with fairy tales. But if you need help in the hot chicken, you tell me to come, I'll be there. I'll save you.
A volcano fairy tale. You referring to Von Sileth? Stay warm up there. I don't need your saving, but there are a lot of people here that are in need. I'm uncovering more. It has to do with an army that King Varth was forming. A very unnatural army.
I will check in again soon, and eventually I'll have an easier way to talk to you. I'm working on it. I love you.
Oh, wonderful. I get to hear from you more often. I can't wait for you to bug me every day. Your father has work to do. You hear the grin in his voice as it makes its way to you. And then a pause. You feel the message not ended. Be careful. I love you, my prickly thorn.
And I think just Briar probably did this over by a tree, and she's just like crying in the bark.
I know that it's been a while, and I'm not going to go through the whole conversation because it'd be too much in this scope, but I would like to at least touch base with Calandra.
Okay.
Chrome would just say, it's been some time since last we've spoken, Calandra. So much has happened, and not enough words to tell you. But I'm looking for a way that we might be more easily able to speak. But I hope that you are well, however far and wherever you might be.
Karan, it's so good to hear from you. In such a short time, we've already made a lot of progress. And your people are so lovely. There's still lots of work to be done, but I'm optimistic. And I would love to hear from you more.
I'll spend another slot.
I'm sorry, did I answer everything? I'm sorry. I don't know if I...
Oh, no,
so,
yeah. That was, again, yeah,
okay.
No, that's fine. I'll respond with another slot. I'm glad to hear that things are going as expected, if not better, from such a long journey. I will let you know if I find a way for us to speak more at length, because I feel I'm selling what has happened short. There's a lot that you may not be aware of, but I hope to speak on all of it with you soon.
I understand that. It can be exhaustive to have to use your magics for communicating, but I do appreciate it. And when you find a way to talk more in depth, I want to hear. And I'm sure I have lots to say as well. I hope everyone is okay.
That last little bit, Karun will. Obviously, he's not going to respond, though. He doesn't. That's enough. But would want to speak with Briar at some point. Doesn't necessarily have to be right now. Because I have to find her first.
You would have seen me walk away. It's okay.
Well, and I could probably infer that you're going to go speak to somebody discreetly, so I'm not going to intrude on that.
If you want, it's up to you as well, Briar, but you could probably reasonably deduce that she is done with her messaging as well around the time that you have done yours.
Really, it's just there was some way. There has to be some way that we can speak more readily. Isn't this something that you made mention that we could attempt to do? Did you speak? Who did you speak with?
I'm working on it. I talked with my dad. He's doing okay.
Well,
he's over in Zayhut trying to clean up another really big mess. And so I let him know that Rowan had things to do with the Sun Elf takeover, and that we were going to go kill the queen because she's a huge bitch. And he said that the king said that there was working on some sort of really weird army, but I didn't ask for details because you're right. We can do this a more effective way. We have a book to learn how to do spells, and she's sad rambling, so just interrupt her.
I'm glad that those are tears of joy, even though there's probably a bit of stress there. Your father is very far from us, but at least we know he's well and still on our side. Not that I ever doubted he would side against you. We should look into that book. There has to be a way that's more efficient than exhausting ourselves completely to get a paragraph and a half.
I have an idea, and I think if you and I work with, tell me about dreams and what you know about them, how they work, and then I will figure out, or we can figure out the way together to affect dreams.
Perhaps, yes. I mean, I guess I could say that after having delved into minds now, they're very similar to a dream. If I think of a dream, visualization is there, and there's obviously druids and other practitioners of faith that can have commune with their deities. I believe Asher can. I don't know if it's by choice, but if it exists, then there must be a way. I'm sure we can probably come up with something.
We'll workshop it, see how it goes. We can practice a bit, because I think if I can get it to work, imagine just sending a nightmare to somebody. As practice, you know?
It depends. If we have to be present in the nightmare, then there might be a bit of a sacrifice. If we can just send it without having to be exposed to it, well, that's quite devious and could be effective, depending on our target. But you have me speaking and thinking more like you every day.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Well, I wouldn't disagree. It has its perks, even if a bit underhanded at times.
You have me thinking and being more patient. Believe it or not, I know I chased Martis in, but I did wait a little bit longer than normal.
That was not... Even if he had requested I intervene with a column of motions or something, I would have declined him. It was quite deserved, so no worries there. But yes, it is a virtue. and it has its perks. Sometimes you need a heavy hand. Sometimes you need a gentle one. It's good to have both in your repertoire. But
She just gives him a big hug.
of course, we'll return that. You really are the closest thing that I have ever had to a proper sister, it feels. I'm glad that I met you.
Likewise. I'm glad you snuck up on me in my own wood, because that was the best night.
Honestly, I'm still surprised that I was able to do that, especially after meeting your father. I guess I was just fortunate.
Well, I was busy talking to a tree at the time, so...
This is true, yes. Plus, we hadn't had the experiences of the world so exposed to us that you probably weren't as discerning as we are now. I know, certainly myself. I'm questioning everything these days, it seems. I think, for now, for tonight, we should focus on taking a look at that book. See if we can't figure out what we can come up with as far as, to my knowledge, a means of communication that I'm not privy to.
So, did you understand anything that Rowan's Mujer was saying? Like when she... It was a weird type of Elvish, was it not?
It's not something that I'm familiar. There's parts that were very familiar. Perhaps this is an ancient language, like Sylvan or something. But it's not something that I speak. But you're right, there's Elvish in there.
We could study it. I could, comprehend, and we could write it down. Learn what it said.
We still have Ella, so she will be ever a fountain of knowledge there.
Oh, right. Yes, I keep forgetting. We can just ask people things.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to read it in books all the time. Although, sometimes there's things to be found in a book that you can't get from a person. I would be interested, especially if we start encountering more of that. If the tablets language is something that has existed since ancient times, based upon what was in the book that Cole purchased, with the ancient progenitor race being at the mountain, we may encounter script that is from that time. And it would certainly be helpful if we could at least understand parts of it, if not express fluency. Sounds like we have quite a bit of study ahead of us.
That we do.
At least now we've got the time, and it appears not any immediate threats at our backs. We can actually afford to focus.
Well, I mean, since the rest of them can get ready with what we need for our journey, we could start studying in the interim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I think that decides our evening, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Marty, at this point you see there are some guards that are coming to replace the current guard troop at this time of the day. You see Martison kind of like, oh, okay, all right, it's go time. He points to Cole, points to Asher, points to Aurelia. I need you, all of you, all right? It's an odd
Are we
form.
at the house? Or
Yeah, you guys are at the house.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought Asher was still like carrying Rowan's mom through all of this.
Yeah, me too, because I wanted to talk to Asher.
Oh, it was yeah, we kind of just expedited that. We made it back to the house. Yeah, so there will be opportunity to talk, but
anyways, yes, you need us three.
He's rallying you guys. Yeah.
What do you need?
Well, each of you is going to be useful in your own little way. You, big, menacing, ugly. You look older than you are. You got the green eyes, good for you. Also, not as attractive as I am, and you, my dear friend Aurelia, the attractive female friend. We band together. Like it just adds that subtle tension and jealousy, so that she needs to know, her place, that she is, slightly in danger, and of course, me being the most handsome of the group here. Have I elaborated too much? There's an art to this. I'm telling you, it's all psychology.
Cole's gonna get really close to his face. Did you?
I mean it in the nice way. Like you have your your charm.
Listen here, you scrawny little man. I could crush you with one hand.
Yes. I don't
Asher's gonna take Marty and just kind of like push him back, like push him towards her and be like, just go talk to her.
Yes, but I need all of you.
We
are going to the festival to partake in the festival, but we do it as a group. It relieves some of the tension. It creates some other tension. It's all, as he's like saying this, as he's like pointing fingers at you, she is kind of faced away, talking to the other guard. And then she like turns and you watch as you almost see like she's almost like startled to see him.
Asher is
she turns around,
spinning him around and pushing him right towards her.
Yep. So he like makes his way towards her, and as he gets closer, she like goes to turn, and he's just like right there. And he's like, "Oh, hello. Sorry. I'm sorry to have frightened you. Me and a couple of the gang."
Asher's walking away.
Oh, he walked away from you guys to go talk to her. Some of them, if you wanted, it seems like you have been relieved of your guard duties. Instead of going back to that old Sun Elf camp, perhaps there's a festival going on. We could go. I'm Martison, by the way. Marty, my friends call me. And your name? My name is Celeste. Nice to meet you, Marty. Right. That is a wonderful eyes. It fits your, it is a wonderful name. Sorry, it fits your eyes. You have very pretty eyes. But that is beside the point, because they won't help you in the festival where we will be partaking. I sense you. No? He turns to you. Really? No? You are going. I have to. She's.
Do you want to go for a drink with us?
I have to drag her into everything I tell you, but what would I do without her? And the other ones, they're just my bros.
As he says that, Cole's gonna look at
Martison, is this the lady you said that you were going to be wed and bed have sexual intercourse
funny.
with, and she was super easy to do that.
I totally said those things. Yes, I totally said all of those things. He's a jokester. He is also an asshole, but he's got to make up for his looks somehow, and he makes up for it with his charming personality. Not everyone can have it all.
I just think he's compensating for something else. Normally
she's actually giggling at your guys' little encounter.
Normally the runts of the packs, are smaller than others in many ways than one.
Yeah, Marty, are you do you have that issue? The smallness issue?
What issue? Huh?
Small? Are you small?
Small. You're small, Marty.
I mean, I'm not
really
I'm not as big as him, that's for sure. Props to you. You got that. You can push people around. That's fine. I just like to move people with my words,
Mm-hmm. So are we moving to
We are moving.
the tavern?
Hey, Celeste, are you sure you can come? It'll be a good time. It's a lot better than guarding this property. You see as one of the guards seems to be kind of like a lieutenant or something, kind of comes up, and she kind of stiffens up and straightens up. It is time to return to your post. Thank you. And with that, Ella kind of makes her way out, and she's been like passing out cookies to the guards and stuff, and you see how badly they want them, but then they're like, no, like they like nod their head, and she literally is just like, you would refuse your queen. Now eat. And then they eat, and she walks over to the lieutenant as well, and Celeste, and they both kind of straighten up. And then she... What is this about she needs to return to her post? I think her post is over. If she wants to go have fun, let her. She kind of stiffens up and she looks at the lieutenant and then looks at Ella. Right. Well, enjoy your time off then. Your Majesty, we will accompany your children, if you would like. I can have a troop, look after them. That would be wonderful, but don't interfere with their fun time, if you could. Absolutely, we will protect from afar. You. She turns her attention to Celeste. Go on, get out of your armor, have fun. She scurries over to like the wagon that they brought, and it goes in, takes the stuff off, and she comes back out in unique outfit, a kind of custom made in the style of the Sun Elves, but in made for winter, still just as kind of silked and shining that they seem to, the kind of fabrics that they like, with a dazzling red dress kind of, but also like, you know, something that she can go out of, in, you know, in the town. And Marty's like, oh, I think it is working like a charm. We're doing great, team. We're all doing amazing. I appreciate all of you. Cole, you know, with the deprecation, let's tone it back a little bit. You know, we don't want to take it too far.
I'd say we're even.
Yeah, just a little less assholing. I appreciate it. Yes, you
don't like it when it's back at you. Just
yeah, you know, you can asshole just like a little bit, but your asshole is literally pressed up against my face, and I can smell your shit, and it's yeah, it's unbecoming. So let's tone that down. All right, team. He puts his hand. Aurelia, you're doing amazing. Just keep being beautiful, sweetie. Asher, keep doing your thing.
As Cole's fist is just much bigger.
And 1, 2, 3, Marty.
You owe us drinks.
Drinks on.
And Cool would kind of turn.
Cool would turn to Aurelia. I'm not really ugly, am I? Like, I mean, my tuts, I just cleaned them. Like,
No. You are beautiful. Don't let anybody let you think otherwise.
Okay.
And I pat him on the arm.
And then he would kind of go over to Asher and be like,
I have an idea.
What's that?
Well, this ring, it still has a magical effect. Would you be able to attempt to put something in it?
Would you like? All I have prepared is some healing, but I have an idea.
Something amusing, maybe.
He's gonna reach out and put his hand on the ring and put enlarge reduce in the ring. It's 5 level. How many? And do we know that it's 5 levels of spells?
Yeah.
Let's see. Fuck it. Let's give you Erupting Earth as well. That's a 3rd level.
Okay.
Got 3d12 of damage.
Okay. So like, this is like that potion that Bree gave me, but like, can I cast it on myself or other people? Like, he's being really hush-hush with you right now.
You can make people small if they have low constitution. You can make yourself big. Or yourself small if you want to fit through doors, I guess. This other spell, I think you'll just pick a place on the ground and it'll pummel some people.
Okay. And he's going to take the ring with this and go over to Marty and pat him on the shoulder and cast reduce right
Right now.
right now.
So anyway, they're a really good group. He gets really small. She's just like, oh.
All right, listen, that's really not funny, okay?
I don't know how to do this voice. By this point, Evelyn and Rowan are starting to return. They've been gone for a good while and just enjoying their time at the lake. Evelyn kind of comes up to the rest of the party. So, I don't know if you've heard, but in lieu of the rest of the rite, they are doing an additional night of festival. So, I say we've earned ourselves a little play date.
I couldn't agree more. Do we have to dress up for these sort of things? Because I think a lot of us might have stuff for the occasion.
It's not necessarily something you need to dress up for, but you can have as much fun with it as you'd like.
Okay. You guys down for that? Go out and have some fun. And Marty, what happened with you?
Well, I was, but somebody
Who is
done a
losing
little
it?
something on me, and I don't like it. I'm not sure what this is, or how long it's going to last. Somebody pick me up. Oh God, this is.
I will literally pick him up as a child, like, and hold and cradle him.
Don't hold me like a baby, you bastard! I literally said less assholing, and you're doing more assholing. What the fuck?
Marty, if you are as good as you say you are at pulling people, then this should not be a deterrent.
You see Celeste is just laughing. You group are a lot. This is wonderful. I needed this.
And
Just wait until Bree sees baby Marty as he's like still cradling him and trying to like
Stop getting your bat mitt finger off of me!
happy you could join us. Your name?
Celeste.
Celeste. Rowan. Nice to meet you. Rowan's
Nice to
gonna
meet you.
shake her hand.
Prince, I suppose.
Still not used to that. Just Rowan's fine.
Of course.
Let's go have some fun.
And with
Marty, would you like a bottle of water? Right there.
You want your bubba? You want your bubba?
So it only lasts for a minute, though, so...
It's just a minute? Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. We'll pick up from there in the next episode. I know we lost some time with our late start, but it's a pretty good place to pick up. So next time we're gonna have some fun. All right. Okay, guys. Thanks for hanging out. That was That was a roller coaster. Aren't they all? Okay. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Lexi, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. What the heck? You're amazing. Stick around. We're going to show somebody some love with the raid. Don't forget ! Candles. Get yourself some Wicked Skull Gaming candles. ! Hero Forge or ! Minis. Get yourself some Hero Forge minis. ! Discord. And join the Discord and all of the fun and shenanigans. It doesn't stop here. It goes on constantly in there. And like I said, we're just grab a titty. Is that our thing now? Just never forget to grab a titty consensually. No, it's so random.
I have so much editing to do.
Always.
I think that's how it should end.
No, I never cut it out. I always forget. So this is going directly into the pod.
So great. Roll for titty. All right. Guys, we're going to show somebody some love with the raids, so stick around for just a bit longer while we play the outro. And dun 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 dun.